Hi, I'm Mark Donovan from HomeAdditionPlus.com, and today I'm going to show you how to replace a rotted piece of exterior window trim. So I have this exterior window trim that was painted over a couple years ago before I purchased the home, and basically they painted over rotten wood, and it's very soft and punky here. And what I'm going to do now is remove this piece of 1x4 material and replace it with a new piece. To replace this exterior window trim, you're going to need a few basic tools: a tape measure, a pair of pliers, a hammer, a pry bar. I find a heavy-duty putty knife to be sometimes useful, any utility knife, and as well as some 8D galvanized nails. So the first step I'm doing to removing this exterior piece of trim is where the punky side is. I'm using my pry bar and hammer to chisel in so I can get access to nails and pull them out. You really want to be careful. The real trick here is to make sure you don't damage the rest of the siding in the process. And since this is so soft, it's easier to start here, start pulling out the nails and then lifting the board away. So as you can see here, it's all kind of rotted out, a little bit damp. Fortunately, it doesn't look like there's any issue beyond the trim itself. And we're just going to continue to work our way to pull out these nails and lift the board back. Now as you can see here, the board is lifting back nicely. I'm going to be very careful with this. Now as I pull the board away, I really want to use my hand to keep it pulled back and use my pry bar in a way that I'm not leveraging it up against the side of the trim. And just slowly work our way down the length of the board. Now when you get to the far side, you want to be careful that you don't just pull the board back and damage the side of the trim. So you want to again use your pry bar and kind of worry it back and forth a little bit until the nails come free. Again, making sure you don't damage the trim or the siding. And there you go. We've now removed the entire piece of exterior trim. Now I'm just going along the length of the area and removing any nails that are still left in the siding or the house. Two tools I forgot to mention are you're going to need a square to make sure you make a nice sharp right angle cuts in this particular case, and you need some type of saw. I'm using a miter saw here, but for these straight cuts you could basically use any saw. Just make sure you cut very straight lines. Now it's important when putting up exterior trim that you paint all 6 sides of the wood. In this case I used pre-primed wood, so all sides were sealed except the cut ends. So we're just going to paint that, let it dry for a couple minutes, and then we're ready to install it on the window. And so now I'm just going to slip in the piece of trim to the base of the window, put it into the corners first, the bottom, and then we're going to just tuck it up and push it in. So now I'm going to secure the trim with 8D galvanized nails, 2 on the end, about 1 inch in, and then about every 16 inches along the length. For the final step, I'm just painting the trim to finish this project. And that's all there is to it, to replacing a piece of exterior window trim. Remember, if you have other home improvement questions, visit us at HomeAdditionPlus.com today.